Talking with Topher is sponsored by New Hampshire Vape Gallery, slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com, and naturalbossnh.com. More on that later. Let's get into episode 73. What is happening, TwT fans? It is so good to be back as always. I appreciate the new subscribers. Always want to start out by saying thank you. And of course, for documentation reasons only at this point, it is Monday, August 23rd, about 2:15 in the afternoon. Tropical Storm Henry, which was Hurricane Henry, which was... I don't know if it was any bigger than that before it actually got here, is, well, it's almost done. We got some heavy rain, got some strong winds here in New Hampshire, but not too much to speak of. No real damage in my area. I feel for anybody who had damage or flooding, but so far, so good here. I want to try something new, so I'm going to guess that you, well... I'm not going to guess that you. For you, it is Thursday, August 26th, at whatever time you are watching this. And supposedly, let's check it out right now, Thursday is going to be 93 degrees. So, here's my new thing. Let's see if I'm right. Well, let's see if they're right. I'm going off of their prediction. So they're saying that on Thursday, August 26th, it's going to be 93 degrees. Let's see if they get it correct. But as always, I thank everybody for subscribing, watching, clicking, liking, commenting, all of it. It means everything to me. It keeps me coming back here week after week, so I greatly appreciate it. If you are watching the podcast, you need to be clicking that subscribe button, okay? Click the subscribe button. It means nothing to you, and it means everything to me. It keeps the podcast going. It keeps me coming back week after week, and don't forget to check out my sponsors. That's what really helps keep this podcast afloat. But yeah, click the subscribe button, click the like button, set the alarms, share, rate, review, and remember to comment. And of course, if you are enjoying the podcast, I'm sure there's somebody that you know that will enjoy it just as much as you do. So spread the word, pass it on. I need your help to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's my new goal. It's a lot of work to do. Especially being at my level, in life and in popularity. So, I just need your help to get further, and I appreciate you if you already do, so thank you. Talking with Topher at gmail.com. That's TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com. It's the official email of the podcast. I said it once, said it twice, going to keep saying it because why? I still got free items. You want to get your story on the podcast. You want to have a conversation with me. You want to do a Zoom call with me. Whatever you want to do, you need to contact me. And the best way to do that is TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com. Right now, I have a couple articles of clothing from Slowdown. Yeah. I got this shirt in particular. I've got a neck gaiter and I've got a long sleeve shirt. If you want one for free, well, super simple. Put Slowdown in the subject line, story, video, whatever you want to talk about. Put that in the body of it and send it over to TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com. I pick you out. I read your story. You're getting something for free. It's just that easy. And don't forget to follow me on social media. Yes, social media. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. That is Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Go there, give a follow. I do extra content throughout the week. I'm trying to actually make it content throughout the week and stop with all the ads, but I do have to promote my podcast. So I always appreciate the follow online. Any one of those platforms, go ahead, follow Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. And of course, I just thank everybody for all the love, the subscriptions, the likes, the shares, the follows, all of it. I really, really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. But with all that out of the way, hey, it's episode 73, and I am just excited. It's been a crazy fucking week. Let's see. My last podcast got no views. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. It got 8 views. I think that YouTube did not like a lot of what I said, and that's fine. I don't care. I believe that if I don't get pushed, or if they don't feel that I'm speaking in a specific way, it's not my problem. I want everybody to talk about the things that I'm talking about because they're important today. Everything's important. We need to talk about mask mandates. We need to talk about vaccination mandates. We need to talk about taking care of ourselves and being healthier. We need to get our mental health right. I didn't write anything down for this podcast. I'm just going off of my emotions, I think, for the most part. And they've been crazy. Let's see. We'll do weekly roundup real quick because, I mean, there was some exciting stuff that happened, but you know, I was mostly at work all week. I had to cover for Joe, work an extra day. Now, I have to give it up to anybody who works 5 days a week. If you're doing 10-hour days, that's brutal. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Now, did we have a busy, crazy week? And did time go by relatively quickly? Absolutely. 100%. But no, I don't like it. I like working 4 10-hour days a week. It's just nice. It's nice. I enjoy having Wednesday off. I enjoy being able to do a couple extra little things throughout the week. But yeah, so, you know, Tuesday started my week. I'm going to work. No big deal. Let's see. Wednesday shows up. And all of a sudden, I'm like 20 minutes to work. You know, if you're in the fast lane and you're just traveling, get out of the fast lane. You don't set the speed limit. You don't. It's so rude. Literally, nobody in the traveling lane, which is on the right side of the highway, and you're sitting there going 65 miles an hour, and you won't get out of the way. And I actually had somebody wave me. They waved me. Yeah. I was behind them trying to get past them. They wouldn't let me through. And the fucking asshole waved me to go around him. People, driving hasn't changed. I understand most or not, a good percentage of you out there have been off the road for a long time. And a year is a pretty decent amount of time, but you can't forget how to drive. You know what a stop sign is. You know how to use the highway. What are we doing? What are we doing? It is very frustrating when you are just passing people and all of a sudden you get this one fucking person that just, oh no, everybody needs to go this speed limit. And when they get too close to me, I slam on my brakes. Why? Why do you care how close I am to you? Why? If I'm too close, get out of the way. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. I look in my rear view, I see somebody coming up behind me, I get the fuck over and I allow them to pass me. It's just that simple. And if I'm coming up on another vehicle that I'm going to pass, I get back over and I pass that vehicle. Excuse me. It's just so simple. And I don't get it. It was very frustrating. It was super irritating that that person waved me around them when they're in the fast lane. So now they're They're basically telling me to pass them in the traveling lane, which is very dangerous because you can't see around that car. So if you go around them and there's another vehicle next to them, well, what are we doing? Just get over, dude. Just get over. All of you. All of you. We got to be more courteous of everybody around us. We are not the only individuals on the planet, even though social media gives us our own planet, right? It's very frustrating. It's like we all forgot how to work with one another, and right now everybody is like cutthroat. And it's so irritating, and I don't know if this is just me or if other people are feeling this, but I've been driving in this pandemic since the beginning when there was nobody on the road. So literally from the beginning of the pandemic to now, I have never stopped driving, never stopped going places, never stopped shopping, never stopped going in stores, the whole thing. And I understand there's a lot of people out there that probably locked themselves in their house like they were told to, but I was never going to do that. But driving hasn't changed. The rules of the road are still the same, believe it or not. So let's try to obey by them, and let's try to work with one another out there. You know, there's been a lot of accidents, a lot of stuff going on. We have so much chaos in the world today, which I'll get into during current events, that I don't think we need to, kill each other on the roads right now. I just don't think it's necessary. So let's work with one another again, and let's get the flow of traffic going the way I remember it back in 2019, because it is nothing like that today. Stop signs don't exist. Yields don't exist. You don't exist. I've had people put on their blinkers and just come over into my lane. Just because you put on your blinker doesn't mean you get to come over. You gotta wait. If somebody is almost at your rear bumper, you don't just come over. Nope. You wait, let the person pass, and then come on over. That keeps the flow of traffic. That's how it works. So if you don't do that, I hope you hit my car because I need a new one. But yeah, so that happened. I am 20 minutes, right? 20 minutes, that's where I was. My mom sends me a text, and I'm expecting some good news, and instead, it's your father's in the hospital. And of course, I have to go to work, I have to cover, I have to do this. I can't go to the hospital. Visiting hours are from 10 in the morning till 8 at night. Well, I have to be to work at 10, and I don't get out of the shop until 8. So I couldn't go visit him the 4 days he was in there. That was eating at me. I tried to, but I called, and they just don't let anybody in. COVID protocol is back on high alert. So again, we can't do fucking anything. And I guess you don't want to be in the hospital, just, you know what I mean? It runs rampant through there. There's a lot of people that go to the hospital, and they actually do get sick of COVID inside the hospital. I'm sure that's pretty common, but I didn't care. I wanted to see my dad, and the only time I could get there was at 8:30 in the morning, and they were like, no, these are not visiting hours. We're doing our tests, blah, 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 blah. So that upset me. I'm freaking out. I'm now communicating with my dad, my mom, my sister. We're, just talking it all out. Wednesday, great day at work, super busy. Besides that going on, Thursday, again, I can't say it enough. We're 5 years into this thing, and, we got a lot of you out there to thank. It's great to know that everybody out there who comes into New Hampshire Vape Gallery day after day, week after week, is just always very pleased with our customer service and the way we do things at our shop. I've always said that I hope we set the standard for the vaping industry because of the way we do things. I mean, you go into any vape shop out there, and it's just the person behind the counter has no idea what they're doing. They have no idea. They don't know. I have to say 90% of shops I've ever walked into, most of the people behind the counter don't even vape. You know, half of them smoke or they do this or they do other things, but they don't vape. And a convenience store clerk doesn't vape. You know, I mean, I bet you there's more of them vaping now than there was back in the day, but with all the regulations coming through and everything else, it's just been a real nightmare. So Friday hits. Getting set up, I'm doing stuff, and then the JUUL rep comes in. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And now there's this new thing. Every JUUL product, I have to take your ID, and I have to literally punch in your year of birth, your month, and your day. And then the computer tells me how old you are, and then I'm allowed to sell you the JUUL. And I was like, well, we went through this whole entire process to avoid this situation. Because if you buy the government machine, that's $3,500 with no incentive to get any money back from the government. So that's bullshit. And then if we had the machine in our shop, we would have to card you even if you were 60 years old with a cane. And I could tell that you're old enough to buy this product. I would still have to card you. And for some weird reason, if you didn't have your ID on you, I would have to turn that person away. That's crazy to me. So we were like, no, this is stupid. Well, guess what? JUUL has set the standards for many things in the vaping industry. And one of the things was the age going to 21. That was JUUL. Because too many kids were getting their hands on it. And everybody has to remember that there was no age limit on vaping when it first hit the market. So anybody could sell to anybody. It didn't matter. And then as time went on, 2-3 years, then they did an age. And they did 16, then they did 18, and then they did 21. And they went to 21 after the JUUL incident and everything else. Well, here's the next step, because I believe this is coming right behind us along with everything else. Now, you got that transaction. Well, now we have to get a scanner for the store, because luckily, ShopKeep has this capability. All of the POS systems are now updating their systems to have this capability. And the scanner will be capable of scanning the ID. Right now, I got to manually put it in. It's very obnoxious. It adds at least 30 to 40 seconds to the transaction. Super annoying, right? I can't wait until we get the scanner, so that if I go through this, I literally just grab your ID, I scan it, it puts in the information for me and authorizes the ID, authorizes the sale, and we're good to go. But here's another one. There's limited quantities. You are now only allowed to buy 1 battery and 4 packs of pods at once, or 4 packs of pods per transaction. So if you come in and you want 10 packs of menthol pods, that's 3 different transactions. This is not the end. This is the beginning. I have this crazy feeling that by January of next year, not only JUUL, but all vaping products will be put to this standard in shops, which is going to make it, again, things I agree with, things I don't. It's going to make it so that nobody under the age of 21 ever gets their hands on it, because now if you have a fake ID, guess what? It ain't going to scan. Now your fake ID is useless. And that's one of the reasons that they're doing it, to eliminate fake IDs. So use them while you got them. because in a very short amount of time, because 4 months from now is not that far away, that's it. I scan the ID. It doesn't scan. I can't serve you. Super simple. So that is going to be the ID checking mechanism for, 2022. We're going to have to do this. And does it make my job a little bit easier? Yeah, because those fake IDs are pretty goddamn good. So that's all happening. Another fucking thing to deal with in this industry, as if it doesn't change enough and they don't change it enough for us. We're going to change it again and just make it harder and harder for one, us to sell, and two, for you to buy. So therefore, my thoughts is they're eventually going to try to extinguish the vaping industry, because the only way that it's going to stay alive is if we keep buying it. But if they keep banning and eliminating and restricting, there's going to be nothing left. And then we're all going back to cigarettes, which is why I've been getting into the Nick pouches, because I need to get away from vaping, because if they are going to eventually eliminate this on us, I'm out. I'm not going back to cigarettes. You can all go fuck yourselves, and I will just keep sucking on these little pouches until I can finally get to the point where I don't need this shit in my life anymore. So, all things to work on. This is, things that I'm working on. I'm trying to get other people on board. I've talked to a bunch of customers last week that were just sick of maintaining their devices. They're tired of it. They don't want to do it anymore. Same reason I'm tired of it. I'm tired of changing coils. I'm tired of dealing with fluid. I'm tired of recharging batteries. It's just a hassle now, and I feel that if I make it more of a hassle than it actually is, it makes me less and less wanting to do the action, even though sometimes I feel like I can't stop doing it. So this is how I get over my addictions. It's piece by piece. It's, chop it down a little bit, chop it down a little bit. But now talking about nicotine, I want one. So that happened on Friday. I implemented all those things into the POS. And then Saturday was a crazy day. I mean, it was a crazy week. It was so busy, so many orders, and it made the time fly by. I'm not complaining about it being busy at all. When it's busy, it's nice because I have no time to really think. I just do, and then the work day's over, which is amazing. That's all we can ask for, right? You're at your job. If it's a slow, boring day, it makes it drag forever, and then you're just like, oh, get me out of here. But when it's nice and busy like that, and you barely have a moment to go to the bathroom, 8:00 comes up very, very quickly. So, my dad spends 4 days in the hospital, and Sunday was my mom's birthday. So we were making plans, going to be doing some lunch, and the storm had not hit yet. It said it was going to start at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Then it went to 6 o'clock. Then it went to 7. Then it went to 8. Then it went to 9. Then it went to 10. I was like, what the all right, never mind. I can't wait anymore. So I grabbed my mower. And I mow the back for the first time. Super pumped, man. I was so excited to actually push the mower. I'm not mowing the new spots. I'm leaving those alone. But there was some old grass in some newer areas that had popped up through, and it got super long. So what I did was I gently pushed it over, and I noticed that there was like no tire marks. And I'm like, oh, great. The dirt is packed. It's doing good. It's not like squishy anymore at all. I stepped on it with my boots. I ran the mower over it. I was like, oh, this is awesome. So I just stayed away from the giant areas and mowed around everything. But it was really nice to find out that this stuff is taking, grass is growing, and all the watering was worth it. But right now, I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that it starts raining again at 5, or I'm going to have to go water my lawn. So we'll see if Henry lets me down. But yeah, so I figure that all out. I get it mowed real fast because I knew I had to move quickly. I still had grocery shopping to do, and then we're making plans to go see my mom for her birthday. And of course, this will be the first time I've seen my dad since he got out of the hospital. And just to let you know, it was diverticulitis. Luckily, antibiotics and everything else that the doctors did made it, they caught it in time. No surgery was needed. Very lucky, very happy, but still extremely nerve-wracking when, you bury your grandmother and shit's supposed to be going right, and then all of a sudden your dad winds up in the hospital. You kind of get a little sick to your stomach in a sense. So now we are now I'm rushing around, right? I get everything mowed, I take a shower, I jump in the car, I'm going grocery shopping. The rain starts coming down around 10. I'm like, oh my God, I am so late. Running around, get all the shopping done. By the time I got out of BJ's, I think it was like 11:30, maybe 11:40. That shit was coming down sideways. I mean, getting into the BJ's parking lot from the Hannaford parking lot was insane. Nobody was paying attention to anybody. I had one person like a whole car length past the stop line, and somebody else was coming, and he's like in the street, and this guy's like looking at the dude that almost hit him like he was the one in the wrong. It was like, I don't understand. Like, I left him enough room he could back up, but he didn't want to back up. Then we're going into BJ's. Everybody takes the very first right into there to park over or to go to the gas station. And so that's all blocked up, and you're like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? So I go up, and nobody's moving, and then all of a sudden there's cars coming out and around, coming up and coming around, and they eventually start inching up and getting out of the way, but nobody was paying attention to anybody else. It was just like, whatever I need to do, I'm doing it. And then you got like people fucking screwing through a parking lot. It's insane to me how it seems like everybody forgot how to drive. It just drives me crazy. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Because like I said, I've been driving since the beginning of this, and I've been driving for years before that. And I know I'm not the best driver in the world. I'll be very honest about that. But Jesus Christ, it's not that hard. It's really not. There's lines on the road for a reason. There's all these things for reasons. So just pay attention to them. I don't get it. I don't understand what's so hard. So I'm trying to get in, and I mean, it's mayhem in every store I went into. Like, the world around us is crumbling. And like I said, I went in, I came out sideways, the rain, I'm getting drenched. My wife's like, oh, your mom called or whatever, text. She really needs you to talk. And of course, I have anxiety. I don't like being out in crowds. I've gotten a lot better about it, but this is just chaos. People are filling up their carts for a rainstorm. And I don't blame them. I blame the news. I blame the news for almost all the people's reactions that are going on today. For the anger, for the hostility, for the fear, for everything, the hoarding, all of it. This storm didn't even hit us until Sunday. But on Wednesday last week, they wouldn't shut up about the fucking thing. Thursday wouldn't shut up about it. Friday wouldn't shut up about it. Saturday wouldn't shut up about it. So eventually people crack. And this is why I don't like the news anymore. Because every article is literally, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. Get prepared, get prepared, get prepared. Are you prepared? Get prepared. Well, what do you mean? You mean I'm going to get some rain? No. High winds, biggest things we've ever seen. By the time it gets to New Hampshire, well, it's the first one to ever hit land in blah, 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 many years. Oh, okay, but still, I need to prepare for some rain, some wind, some power outage. I don't know how many people lost power. I'm sorry if you did. But the news makes everybody afraid. And I'm tired of it. Just give me the facts. Allow me to do with the facts what I want to do with them. And let me make the best educated decision. Stop trying to scare me into doing what you want me to do. I may give in if I'm angry and frustrated and I just want to forget about it, but stop trying to scare us into this bullshit. I mean, my wife said that like on Thursday and Friday, there was so many people. Oh, no, sorry. Friday and Saturday, that there were so many people buying toilet paper again. Why? You went through all the toilet paper you hoarded last time? You really gonna shit that much more during a rainstorm? If you've got all this toilet paper and you lose power, how do you flush it? I don't get it. I know this is all their agenda is. It's all it is. It's the way it makes me feel is I don't like it. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I don't like it at all, and I don't think we should listen to them anymore. You got to take it all with a grain of salt. Use your mind. Be more educated about your decisions. You know? They're doing this to cause this reaction, to cause this, to boost sales, to cause mayhem, to do all of this. And it's like they know they're doing it. I know they're doing it. There's no way they don't know that they're causing this amongst people. But it doesn't need to be this way. They need to stop getting paid for being the news. And then maybe that would stop the clicks and the likes and all this other bullshit that they're shooting for. Because if they're not getting paid for the clicks and the likes and all this other stuff, and they're just doing news like they used to, then maybe, you know, we would have something more to believe in. But yeah, so crazy week. It was an awesome day yesterday. Luckily, by the time we got to my parents, it rained on and off, so it was nice. We got to be outside, then it rained, and then we came, you know, back and forth. It was just a really, really good day. I hope she had a great birthday. I felt like it went really good. The kids had this little dragon, and you waved your hand in front of it, and it would have a white light blinking. And if it growled at you, you lost your turn. But if it didn't growl at you, the stomach would light up, and it would show you all the rings in his stomach. And then his nose would glow a specific color. And you'd have to reach in. Now the light's off, so you can't see when you reach in. But you open up his mouth, you stick your hand in, and you pull out a ring or a crown or something, and it's red, blue, yellow, green. And if you get the color that he showed, then you keep the piece. First person to 3 pieces wins. But when we first started playing, we were just emptying the stomach. But it was just really fun. I got growled at a few times, kept the kids entertained for a couple minutes. You know, the youngest niece gave up after 3 rounds. It was just a really, really nice day. It was really good to see my dad, you know, check in with him, see how everything's going. See, you know, he's doing, seeing what he's going to do to change things, blah, 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 blah. For the most part, I don't know. I got the impression he understands that he needs to change his diet. I got the impression that he doesn't want to wind up in the hospital. That's where most of us don't want to be, right? So we're always going to try and stay out of there. But at the same time, I'm like, I hope he does it. I just hope he does it. I mean, I changed my diet, 3 years ago now, and I'm loving it. You know, from time to time, I get a little bored, and I'm always looking for something, a little bit more tasty, but I have to remember, if it's more tasty, it's probably not good for me, right? Stick with whatever works for you. I went through so much gastral shit that I'm just like, I just want everybody to take care of their stomachs. It's so important to take care of your stomach, to make sure you're taking in the right foods, to not eat too much garbage and sugar and all this other crap that's really not good for us, that causes inflammation and all these other problems that we have today. But it's tough for a lot of people. I was talking to Tyler today, and after jiu-jitsu class, which was amazing, hard workouts today, hard. 5 rounds. By the start of the 5th round, I was almost dead. There was a couple times where this guy was just a lot heavier than I was, and when he got on my side or on top, I was like, I couldn't move. And I'm like, oh my God, I haven't even gone 25 minutes yet. So I know I got to get back out there. I got to get running. I got to get lifting. I got to get to work. But I was talking to him today, and I was like, yeah, you got to get blood panels if you want to really figure out what's going on inside of you. And he was like, oh, I don't know. I don't like having blood drawn. And I'm like, got to get over that. If you really want to get your body right, you got to go get blood panels done. Insurance doesn't cover them, but that's how you're going to find out how everything's operating. So, I hope he does that. He's got some stuff he wants to figure out and do. And I was like, dude, he's like, you have to fast for that, don't you? And I go, yeah, it's only 12 hours. I'm like, you're talking to the wrong person if you want sympathy for fasting. I was like, I fast for 5 days twice a year. Fasting's nothing to me. Now, intermediate fasting is something I wish I could do, but I don't want to because I want to gain weight. So I try to eat all day, throughout the day. I'm always trying to put something in my body because I know I'm just burning it off. So it's different for me. I know that fasting is good, but I feel like with what I'm trying to do in my life right now, by trying to gain weight, fasting is not the answer. More calories is the answer, but I have to figure out how to build up my calories and keep it within my diet so that I don't put a whole bunch of stuff in my system that's going to cause issues in my gut or my intestines again. I don't want to go through that again. It was 2 years of misery. So I'm just working on it, So that's what's going on. That was my week, and now it's just trying to get out of my own head. I'm trying to get out of my own head. That's where I'm at right now. I'm in my head. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. And I was talking to Tyler about this, but this podcast means a lot to me. But I don't know if it's just a hobby that's not going anywhere, and I have to remember that I do this for me because I haven't been feeling myself. I don't know if it's because my dad was in the hospital. I don't know if it's because I've been walking my dogs now for 5 weeks. I'm not sure what it is, but I am not feeling myself. I'm feeling strapped for time. I'm feeling, I'm just going to say it, retarded. I feel held back. I feel like I'm holding myself back, like something's not clicking. I'm not getting it. And it's like, okay, you've been doing this for 73 episodes now. If you haven't got it, do you got it? And it's like, well, everybody says wait till you get to 100 episodes. And I'm like, well, I mean, what am I doing? You know, and Tyler told me, don't get hung up on the subscribers. Don't get hung up on the likes. Don't get hung up on this. Don't get hung up with that. Remember why you started this in the first place. And I go, well, I started it because I needed it. And he goes, do you still need it? And I go, yeah. And he goes, then just keep fucking doing it. That's a good fucking point, dude. That's a good fucking point. Because I do need this. This makes me look at myself. It makes me realize that I'm doing better than I was, but I'm still not doing great. And I could be doing great. I could be doing much better, but I have to put the work in. I have to keep doing it. I have to keep coming back. I have to keep practicing it. I need to get rid of my ahs and my ums and my buts and all this other crap that I use for filler. And sometimes I even use them to cut, you know? It's nice. If you got a butt and then a after, well, you just cut the butt out and you can splice it together, and that acts like a friggin' Band-Aid. So there's a small editing trick. I don't know if it works for everybody. Probably not, because they don't do that, but it works for me. But it's crazy to me. I want to do this live, but if I go live with it, how do I do that? I've only done this editing. You know, when I go through and do the upgrades and everything else, at the end of the month, the end of next month, I think. But, you know, I'm going to have a full travel set, which makes me excited. I got 2 people that want to be on the podcast thus far. I talked to a third one. He wants to do it as well, which really, really, really boosted my mood this morning. So, but yeah, so all good things coming. You know, I'm still working on the story. It's really difficult for me to write a story since I've never written one before. I'm trying to make it so that you can see my side of everything and you can see the factual side of everything, because obviously what I remember is not all 100% correct, but when I read what really happens and I go off of my memory, it's pretty close, but it is interesting how I'm a little bit off on a few things. So there's a lot of work to do. I did not realize that if you really want to write a good story, if you want to make your story make sense, it's not easy. So I give it up to people who write all the time. I give it up to people who, well, can read all the time. That's cool too. I wish I could do that. I just fall asleep. But I've been struggling, and I'm wondering if anything that I'm doing is worth it. You know, I mentioned earlier that that last week's podcast didn't get much, and I don't know if it's because of things I said or what, but I don't know. I've been feeling down on myself. I've been feeling like I need to do better. And I know I said this a couple weeks before, but if you're feeling this way this week, just know you're not alone. We're all doing it. I think we're all doing it. You start doing something, you've been doing it for a year and a half, 2 years, whatever, and then all of a sudden you go, what am I doing? Is this worth it? And so far, what I've gathered is, yes, the more we do it, the better we get. Just because it hasn't popped off yet or done what you think it should have done by now, and of course, I'm speaking mostly about myself, it doesn't mean it's not going to later. You know, for years, I've had people tell me that I have this radio voice. And I've had other people tell me since I started this podcast that not too bad on camera. And I'm like, okay, well, those are all positive things. So maybe if this doesn't take off, maybe there's something else out there for me. But I don't know. But I can't give up. And Tyler really showed me that this morning. You know, he says the same thing about his music. He does music. He makes music. He just got done playing a show a couple nights ago. Had a great time. But still, his band, his music hasn't popped off like he wanted it to. But he just keeps doing it because he really loves it. And I got a little bit of light and hope from that. And I was like, you know what, dude, you're right. Just got to keep to my core, keep to what I'm doing, and keep putting my feelings out there. Keep being real with all of you. This is life. Life is hard. It's not easy. It's difficult. It's frustrating. It makes you angry. It's painful. It's happy. It's sad. It's all of it. Without all of it, it's not life. You're not living. These are all emotions that we will all feel one day, and not in any particular order. But that's how I've been doing it. That's how I'm feeling. And I gotta get past that. I gotta get past it. I'm working on it. You know, just like I'm working on my anger. I'm trying not to get angry. I'm going to let the computers screw up. If they screw up, they screw up. Nothing I can do about it, you know? I can't yell and scream at them anymore. I can't yell and scream at anything anymore. I have to stay calm and collective almost always, and then I believe it'll all work out. I think it'll all work out. One way or the other, right? If it doesn't take off, at least I saved a shit ton of money on therapy. Because this is all shit I would have talked to my therapist about. I mean, I wouldn't have probably gone and I would have definitely told stories, you know, and, you know, all that other shit. But, you know, the current events has been fun. And just expanding the podcast and doing more. And I have to remember that this has taught me a lot about editing, sound quality, video control, drop screens, thirds, endings, beginnings, blending, all of this shit. People pay for this education that over the last year, I've taught myself a good majority of it, and there's still a ton I don't know. Like, I use OBS. You look up OBS on the computer, they're like, oh, yeah, you set it up like this, you do this, there's a pause button. I don't have a pause button. I don't know how to get it. I'm like, how do I get a pause button? Because right now I have to pee. And if I wanted to, I'd have to walk away, and then I would have to cut and splice this section out, where if I had that pause button, I could just pause it right now and then press play when I get back, or press record, and then I'm back to business. So it's all little things like that. Like, I have to remember that not only am I learning how to talk, learning how to express myself, and learning all of this new shit. Like, it's going to come with bumps in the road. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get agitated, and you're going to feel like you're not moving forward. And so because of that, and because of Tyler, and because of everybody out there who really believes in me and believes that I'm doing a good thing, it just might not be catching on, well, that made me feel really good. And then, of course, at the core of it all, I did this for myself. I didn't do this to get popular. I didn't do this to have millions of dollars. I did this because I was afraid of going back to drinking. And I think that's one of the other reasons I've been having troubles with it, is because lately I just haven't felt like drinking. I haven't even really been thinking about it unless somebody brings it up. And because of that, I'm like, well, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be giving this message about how I'm dealing with the struggle of alcohol, but I'm not struggling with alcohol anymore. I'm struggling more with nicotine today than I am alcohol or anything else at that matter. You know, and I don't know if this is the mushrooms from the other night that, you know, I just sat there and I just thought, and I got in my head and I was like, what am I doing with my life? And there was no answer for me. There was no answer. I couldn't answer it. And I got stuck. So if you're feeling this way, just know it comes and it goes. You know, there's days where I don't think this way and I don't feel this way, but when a lot of bad shit is happening around you, I think it makes you question what you're doing. And that's okay. We should question what we're doing. If it's not doing anything for you anymore, then it may not be something you need anymore. You know, but this is still doing something for me. This is really helping me get through a lot. So, woo! All right. New Hampshire Vape Gallery is located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Ring, where we are open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m., and you can come inside our store and shop. I've told you about them a couple times now, but they are taking off. That's right. Nin tobacco pouches. They're amazing. I love them. Look at this. I'm done. Now I don't have to worry about where it goes. It's a great product, and if you are looking to stop smoking, stop vaping, but you still need your nicotine, this is what I'm doing. It's working great for me, and we carry them for $6 at New Hampshire Vape Gallery. Escobar collaborated with Savage, making 3 brand new flavors in their awesome vapable device. They're disposable. It's amazing. I love it. Kiwi Dragonberry, Strawberry Banana Ice, and Blue Raspberry Pomegranate. You thought the devices were, you thought these disposables were amazing with their own flavors? Now they've got Savage flavors inside. They're even better. I mean, they just keep getting better. They're amazing. And then, of course, we do carry all the devices, and we've still got IPX80s. They've been flying off the shelf. Nord 4s have been taking off like a rocket. All of these devices, all of the juice, all of the flavors, all of the disposables, you can get them right now. That's right. Even today, as I'm speaking to you, we are open, right? Because we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And you can shop inside the store. But don't forget, you can always give us a call, 603-814-4171. And that is New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Ring. And as always, I look forward to seeing you there. Slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell that? It's right here at the bottom of the screen. It's also in the description in the bottom of the video. That's right. Go to the description, bottom of the video, click the link, and you have full access to everything I'm going to tell you about right now, because this shit is awesome. It's awesome. Great clothing, great towels, great beach wear, great skateboards, gloves, hats, sweatpants, sweatshirts. That's right. You're going to need them for this fall. It's coming up fast. September 22nd is the last day of summer, and you need to get prepared for the cold weather coming in this year, because it will be cold, I'm sure. Mother Nature never lets us down. But you can get any of these amazing products right here at slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. I love the swim shirts. Their hats are awesome. The kids' clothes are great. And the leggings for the women or men are awesome. The prints are amazing, and they last wash after wash. The embroidering is solid. The clothing is soft. The long sleeve shirt, it almost feels like you're not wearing anything. It's amazing, and it looks great. I love it. I absolutely love all of these products, and you can get any of these products today at slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell it? It's right here at the bottom of the screen or in the description underneath the video. NaturalBossNH.com. That's NaturalBossNH.com. I love this place. I love this website. It's amazing. Their hand sanitizer is now on sale. 50% off. $2.50 a bottle. Come get some. All right. Lip balm. Amazing. Look at this. The foot and body soak right now, 25% off. Woo! It used to be $10. I think it's now $6. This is great. Get a deal. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Then now the salve. Perfect. I love it. It's great for dry skin, okay? Organic products that are safe and great for your skin. And then, of course, they do have their beard oil that it has 2 different scents, and I've heard nothing but good things from people who use it. So you can get 1 or all 5 of these products today. Just go to naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com and get some of these amazing products and help melt away the stressful days, get rid of that dry skin, and make sure we're keeping clean so we don't catch COVID or the flu, because nobody wants either of them, right? So go to naturalbossnh.com today, get 1 or all 5 of these products. And now, back to talking with Topher. Well, on that note, let's get into some current events. I got some pretty good ones right now. I'm excited about them. So let's see here. We're going to start off the way I always do. Okay, so Pentagon activates U.S. airlines to assist with evacuation efforts from Afghanistan. Okay, so here is my thoughts on Afghanistan as it is right now. I do not know anything about war, structure of war, our army, our Pentagon, our government. I do not know how it's structured, how it works, how it breathes. I don't know anything. I don't know the breakdowns of everybody. I don't know anything. What I do know is that I feel like most of us start a project, get into the project, and then never finish it. And that's what this felt like to me. I agree that we should get out of Afghanistan. I agree we don't need to be monitoring the world. My problem is when you've been somewhere for 20 years and you just pack up and leave and you don't take the stuff, what are we doing? Now, as a taxpayer, I'm a little butthurt because my taxes paid for those tanks, those guns, everything, whatever they left and the Taliban was putting on Twitter, we paid for that with our tax money. So explain to me how you leave somewhere that you've been for 20 years and you don't take your shit with you. We should all be demanding a refund. Because if you made us pay for that and you just left it for them, then you owe us money now. This is crazy. And then on top of that, I was upset at the simple fact that everybody who helped us, we just left them Now, I don't know if you know this, but there is a family from Manchester, New Hampshire, okay, stuck in Afghanistan. Now, when I was keeping up with it, excuse me, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, we were still having contact with them. And then all of a sudden, we lost contact with them. And now they're saying this was updated.
As we await any word from the Manchester family stuck in Kabul and trying to leave Afghanistan, experts on the region say conditions may be getting worse than what we can see from the urban areas where a dwindling number of international media remain.
We already do have reports trickling out. We have reports about massacres of ethnic minority Hazaras, the killing of police officers, the kidnapping of female politicians, and a lot more.
Political scientists say while the Taliban may be making certain assurances publicly, their actions, especially those shielded from scrutiny, could be very different from their words.
The Taliban knows that it's not in their interests to go after Americans, keep Americans from the airport, but just because they can make a rational calculation on that front, I don't think that means we're seeing the birth of a kinder, gentler, more moderate Taliban.
Some veterans are in disbelief at how America ended up in this predicament. Retired Army General Don Bolduc, who served 5 years in Afghanistan, says the withdrawal could have been much more orderly.
It would have taken additional force structure to secure the airfields in Herat, in Mazar Sharif, in Kunduz, in Bagram, in Kabul, and down in Kandahar. I would have secured those. I would have told the Taliban, if you interfere with our ability to get our American citizens out, our allies out, and our Afghan friends out, you're going to pay a big price.
That's what they should have done.
These interviews Sunday morning on Close Up. Adam Sexton, WMUR News.
But that's what they should have done. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the way it should have gone. We should have been like, okay, we're leaving. Let's organize. Let's get everybody together. Let's make sure we have an exit strategy. And let's make it happen. And then we're out. That means all the tanks, all the ammo, all the guns, all the people, we all take them out at the same time. And that's why I was so fucking mad. And then you find out that there's a local family from New Hampshire also stuck there who may or may not be alive. We don't know. Thank you. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What is happening? Why is everything just chaos and disorganized? And it's like Biden just woke up and was like, let's do it. And they were all like, no, we got a whole bunch of stuff we have to get it. Nope, we're done. Pull the plug. We're going. I don't understand, and I feel so bad for all the people that helped us. I feel bad for all of this. I think it's absolutely horrible. But on a lighter note, on a more realistic note, you got Tim Kennedy making a tweet saying, hey guys, the Taliban's all in one spot. So if you get the guns and the ammo, I'll be there. And he makes a very valid point. We left, they took over in 4 days, but now they're all in the same area. So let's just get it done. You wanted to get it done. You couldn't. Now you can. Let's just get our people. Let's get our equipment. And then if you need to, let's put an end to the Taliban. They're all in the same spot. I don't know. This stuff really irritates me. It makes me mad. And watching my tax dollars go down the fucking toilet always just pisses me off. And it should piss you off too. At the very least. All right, so right now, there's been a U.S. review of a possible link between Moderna vaccine and uncommon side effect delays in adolescent approval. No shit. You're gonna have delays in your vaccination being injected into adolescents. Now, I believe Pfizer is working a little bit faster, and I don't have it up there, but as of today, that's right, today, Monday, August 23rd, the FDA has fully approved Pfizer. So, for all of you out there who are a little bit like, I don't want to take a drug that's not tested, well, guess what? Pfizer's got full FDA approval. There you go. Does that make you happy? No, I didn't think so. You'll find something else to complain about. But you got what you wanted. A vaccine, fully FDA approved. There you go. So, if that's what you were shouting about for the last year, you finally got it. Now you can go get it, okay? All right, good. Moving on. Let's see here. Now, this one is, I love, this is so neat. So neat. Check this video image out.
The terrain around the Curiosity rover is beginning to look very different. The rover has driven over 16 miles since landing in Gale Crater in 2012. This view is from 1,500 feet above our landing site. We're climbing the side of Mount Sharp, a very tall mountain in the center of the crater.
Having some lag.
All of this dark material is Martian sand that's made up of broken bits of volcanic rock.
Wow.
Can you see the ripples that were shaped by the wind?
Yeah.
We had to drive around this massive sand sheet as we climbed
Why?
Mount Sharp. Look how clear the air is. That's because it's winter when there's less dust in the atmosphere. You can see all the way to the rim of Gale Crater, which is about 20 miles away. We spent the last several years investigating clay-rich rocks that formed in lakes. But now we're entering a region where rocks are filled with salty minerals called sulfates. These minerals form in drier conditions, so we think this area might show us how the ancient Martian climate was changing. We're starting to see lots of very cool, knobbly textured rocks like these. We think these veins and nodules were created by groundwater.
Wow.
Here we recently drilled our 32nd sample of the mission. By studying the chemicals and minerals in this rock, we can learn how the ancient environment was changing as we go from the clay region into the sulfate region. And these hills are different from anything we've seen on the lower mountain. They're rounded, unlike the ridges and mesas we've seen before.
Very cool.
Now let's look ahead to where we're going.
Where are we going?
We'll soon be entering a narrow valley that
right
should
there.
make for some amazing images. On the left is Rafael Navarro Mountain, named after one of the mission's scientists who passed away in January of 2021.
You got a friggin' mountain named after him?
This nearby hill is huge. It's about the size of a 4-story building. This changing terrain is more than just fun to look at. It can teach us how Mars lost its water over time.
How? That's what I
How
want to know.
long did conditions that were favorable to life last? We're looking forward to finding out.
So neat. That is so cool. We're gonna find out so much about this planet. But so Mars is getting very interesting. We're getting some great footage from that thing, and even though it fumbled and dropped a sample, it looks like it's making up for it. If that's even the same rover, I think it's the same rover. All right, so this is an engine. I haven't seen it or watched it, but this sounds insane to me. The DEVEL 16 may not need any more horsepower, but it might need a new creative director. I'm not going to read much. I'm just going to play this. Let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Steve Morris from Steve Morris Engines in 16. This is the DEVEL 16.
Whoa.
This engine was built right here at Steve Morris Engines. This is a one-piece billet block, water jacketed for maximum cooling. One-piece crankshaft, one-piece billet camshaft.
What? One
Cylinder
piece?
heads are of our design.
Holy
Intake manifold, our design, built exclusively for the DEVEL 16. This is quad turbo. These are exclusively built for the DEVEL 16. They are 81 millimeter.
Holy
Turbo
shit.
specifically designed for this application. This engine
Oh,
is
it's
dry
for
soft
this
oiling
application.
with 5 stages, 4 for the oil pan, 1 for the turbo section.
What?
Dual drive-by-wire throttle bodies with water-to-air intercooler. Now clearly, this engine will not be packaged exactly like this in the car.
Yeah.
This is for testing purposes only, as is with this intercooler. But what we have done here is we are maintaining certain water temperatures to simulate intercooling effectiveness in the car.
What?
This engine, as we'll look at on the dyno graphs, some dyno modifications. Injectors to keep a clean, simple look throughout the engine.
Oh, here we go.
Designed specifically
Here we
for
go.
boosted
Start it up.
application.
Come on. What?
All right, now here you can see this is the higher boost, 36 pounds of boost, race fuel, VPC16 only fuel, but still with the hydraulic roller in the street mode. Now we don't-
Jesus Christ. All right, I'm not going to play the whole 5-minute video. That'll drive me crazy and kind of boring. But that's insane. That is just insane. All one piece can't. I mean, crank everything. Oh my god, absolutely insane. I saw that and I'm like, that's a ridiculous fucking engine and it's got 5,000 horsepower. I mean, what do you use that for? Is that like racing or drag racing? Is that what that's for? I think. But, I mean, if you put that in a normal car, that thing's crazy. How fast are you getting? Like, what is 0 to 60 in that? I bet you it doesn't beat a Tesla, but I bet you it's goddamn close. That's insane. It's insane. 4 turbos, just crazy. I thought it was really neat. Kind of popped up in my shit. So today, we have a lot of psychedelic studies going on. Canada, all over the place. There's a company now that's shipping from Canada to the U.S. on particular products, which is great because they're good. They're good. If you use them right, they can help you. Microdosing is huge now. Lots of people microdose. And then, of course, you also have all-inclusive magic mushroom retreats are a new luxury. Are the new luxury trips. So this is really neat. There's places that you can go. Elijah Bingham was looking for a new beginning. She recently left her marriage of 47 years and was trying to understand who she was outside of the union. I kept having the thought, you just need to go on a retreat and get away from everything. She says, my intention was to reset of who I am. Something that could bring me a big transformation. She had read Michael Pollan's book, How to Change Your Mind, which chronicles new research into psychedelics, their medical properties. She came away from it interested in exploring those possibilities for herself. So she booked a retreat at a Silo Wellness, which operates in Jamaica's Montego Bay resort community. She was drawn to its nightly ceremonies during which participants take psilocybin mushrooms and LED, and led by local Rastafarians embark on series, Jesus Christ, of transcendental journeys that might include visions and altered emotional state. These mushrooms can have a bitter, earthy taste, so honey was also provided for those who wanted a chaser. After the first trip, she felt profoundly, fundamentally changed, like I had found my superpower, she says. So this article goes on. You can check it out. It's in the Bloomberg. But it's really cool. Like, actually, you know what I should have done is I should have added all these links in the description. That's what I should do. Maybe I'll do that. So check the description for the links. Check the description for timestamps. I do that a lot now too. But this is becoming more and more and more now. Like you can get K from your doctors, PTSD, stuff like that, and now these psychedelic places are popping up, and they're allowing you to go on trips with people watching you, keeping an eye to make sure that you're safe. And people are having great responses to this, changing their lives, seeing what's holding them back, and being able to move forward and better themselves. This really excites me. I believe that mushrooms used properly are a very good way to clean your house, your mental house in a sense. I mean, I did it last night, and it was amazing. It was just well, Sunday night, because for you it's Thursday. But I just feel amazing. Even though I was kind of wallowing and asking whether or not what I'm doing is purposeful or if it's anything that's going anywhere, it still allows me to question those things and realize that I can. And if I get out of my own way, maybe it will, you know? So I think this stuff is really interesting. I like where it's going. We need to be paying more attention to all of this stuff. I've been saying it for a long time now. The drug war is stupid, and the only thing it did was put people in jail that didn't need to be there. And then on my last one, this is fucking cool. Earth 2. Now, I have not watched the tutorial yet, so I want to check it out with you. This is like buying cryptocurrency, except now you can buy states, houses. I don't know. You want to check it out? I want to check it out. Earth 2, a new world with endless possibilities. So they're showing cities, alternate reality in the making. Earth 2. The same land, same seas, same heights. Divided into 10 by 10 M sections. Waiting to be claimed. Because you can buy this shit. Select and purchase land, but you're buying it with cryptocurrency. Real-time market division, so the value can go up or down. You can buy popular areas. fly your flag. I mean, the world digitally created by its own. This is crazy. Accessible from your home or wherever you are because you can put it on your phone. Phase 1, buy and trade land. Have you claimed your piece of the future? Earth2.io. What? I mean, absolutely insane. I'm obviously going to have to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole because this is wild to me. Just wild. I absolutely love it. I think it's so cool that all of this stuff is happening. I really do. Now, I don't know if, this is a good investment, bad investment, but it's really neat. We can't pick up our own shit here, so we made it digital, and now I bet you if I wanted to, I could go on there and maybe find where my house is right now and buy it as cryptocurrency. Because when this came out, I think it was a couple weeks ago. It could be longer by now, but somebody had mentioned it was probably on a podcast because I think that's where I found out about it. But, they were like, I bet you Hollywood's all gone. I bet you these places are all gone. I didn't even know this existed until 3 days ago. So really neat. Cryptocurrencies everywhere. Everybody's doing those GIFs and fucking NTFs and, buying cryptocurrency and playing the stock market. And now here's another way for you to spend, invest, make money by buying lots of land on Earth 2. So, oh, man, I thought that was really neat. I hope that I kept you entertained, for an hour or so. I just thank you all. I want to thank you all always. I really do. I may feel like I'm stuck, but, hopefully I make you feel, hopefully I can help you get unstuck, and maybe one day I'll get unstuck too. I don't know, but I just thank you all. That's the podcast today, and I just want to remind everybody, subscribe, rate, review, set the alarms, click the like button, smash the subscribe button. If you're already watching the podcast and you haven't subscribed, subscribe, okay? Like I said, it means nothing to you. It means everything to me. And don't forget to check out our sponsors, slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com, naturalbossnh.com, and of course, your local vape shop in Seabrook, New Hampshire Vape Gallery. Also, remember to go to social media. Follow me. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. It's a great way to get extra content. And again, that is Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. If you want to get more involved with the podcast, send an email, right? TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com. Write an email. If you want to get free Slowdown merchandise, put Slowdown in the subject line. Send your video, your email, whatever, with your story or someone you know's story that needs to be heard. And if I pick it, read it, and share it, then I will send you a free Slowdown article of clothing, including this shirt that I'm wearing right now. No, it's not the one off my back, but it is the same one. So check out the sponsors, subscribe, set the alarms, follow me on all social media, and get more involved with the podcast by sending out an email to TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com. Okay? So again, I thank you. I hope you enjoy your Thursday. Have a great weekend. And as always, I'll talk to you later.